What's going on? Today we're going to be talking about the ESP8266. So I've had these for a little while and I've been kind of figuring them out. And when I first got them, I was really struggling with figuring out how to, program them and use them. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a breadboard friendly ESP8266 MOD, whatever these ones are called, that guy. We're going to be going over how to put one onto a circuit board. Alright, so some of the things you're going to need for this project is obviously an ESP. You're going to need some pin headers, some wire. You might need more or less than this, I don't really know. And then I'm going to use this perf board. And then you're going to need some solder and a soldering iron. So I'm going to fire this thing up. So my plan is, also you're going to need wire strippers, is to, maybe a little bit more than that. Set my wire strippers. Now you don't have to have these. I'm just doing this so I can take the wire and doing two at a time, slide the wire through, solder it on, and then attach it to the board. However, I'm going to end up doing that. So you're going to need to cut off 2 lengths of 8. So that will be soldered onto the board first. I'm going to be putting that there and that there and soldering that on first. Make it slightly more easy. Solder. Oh, I'm sorry, it's really neat. Another board. We're going to need hands. Okay, now that I have this, at this point, now I'm going to move over to the ESP, and so you can see there's holes next to each. There are holes next to each one of the. Well, each pin has a hole and then a little divot, and out here I'm just going to be sticking the wires through the hole and then soldering them. No, I'm sorry, just enough a little bit. There you go. Come on, back. Just sit. Then you got your fingers on there. I'm going to do that to the opposite corner and slide these through. I'm going to do the exact same thing, start up. Now we're going to take our perf board, and you notice that the spacing for these pins aren't nearly as close to the spacing for these pins. So you're going to have to find a good middle ground where you can reach all the pins, and you can see how they kind of kick out going that way pretty far, and are more straight down over here, and then there. Yeah, whatever, doesn't really matter which way you do it. So I'm just going to angle my pins out both ways a little bit, and I'm just going to snip these off because they're a little tall. And then line up. Don't you get that good? Alright, so I'm going to solder the rear pin down. Then the second to last pin. So those are attached. Nothing like. So what I'm doing here, I'll try to get a better angle for you guys. I'll have to zoom in and it'll probably be kind of pixelated and crappy, but so you just simply stick it through the hole. Of course I'm doing it at an angle now. Stick it through the hole until it's on the pen. Add a little bit of solder. Solder to the top. And boom, it's soldered on. And then you can snip, snip. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of solder here, a little bit of solder there. It's nice and good. Snip it off. Right now is the time where you can cut the circuit board down to size. So I'm just going to ride along this. Let it squeeze with the cutters. We're going to use an X-Acto knife and score. Use these gentle things and. Come on. Let's try that again. Perfect. Only cut myself a little bit. And then with this, in the garbage can, you can clean it up a little bit. I like to cut off the corners of mine. Alright, so I like, oh, I'm bleeding. So after I cut off the corners, you know, you're just left with this little module. So as you can see, all of mine look different, you know, they can all be different shapes, sizes. So this is the first one I made. I made it pretty chunky. Then I realized I could slim it down quite a bit. But, I mean, if you're doing it right, you can really make them, you know, really small. You know? So this is a breadboard friendly model, and in the next video I'm going to be showing you how to program it, and if this isn't the next video, it's going to be a video on how to make a circuit, perf board where you can friction fit these and be able to program them. So you can take them out and have a individual program chip that you can then put into a an electronic project and not have to deal with having it on a breadboard or having wires run. And I'll show some examples of some projects that utilized an ESP that I've utilized an ESP for. And that is it.
This first picture is the light controller I made for my room, which pulse width modulates the overhead lights above my desk, and it also controls the sign that I made for fun. It's like a stoplight, just because I was bored and had nothing better to do, and I had a lot of LEDs laying around. The second picture and the third picture is a controller for my ceiling light and fan, and I modified it to use a different ESP module, but it controls the lights all using Google Assistant. Now that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want me to do some sort of tutorial or anything on how I made any of these circuits or modified anything, or if you can think of any ideas you'd like to see me do, let me know and I'll do my best to get it done.